Hey, it's Amy Scott Grant, and I'm back with another installment on grounding. So, like I said, I've got a video on how to use a grounding cord if you want to learn how to ground yourself or how to help other people ground themselves. But as promised, in this installment, I'm going to give you some telltale signs. How do you know that you're not grounded? How do you know that you need to ground, right? Fortunately, being ungrounded is not like falling in love. You don't just know. In fact, ironically, when you're not grounded, you're probably the last one to notice, okay? But there are some very specific signs and symptoms that you might experience to let you know that you're not grounded. And I have a list. Actually, I'm pulling some of this from my blog. So if you are not on the blog, hop on over to amyscottgrant.com. There are literally hundreds of articles there for just about anything you want to know about in terms of clearing work, spirituality, healing, all that kind of stuff, intuition. All right, you ready? So you know you're not grounded if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel scattered or spacey, like you can't settle down or sit still, you kind of antsy. Hey, look, my camera was like, wait, where'd you go? I can't focus. Okay, it's back. When you feel antsy, you have ants in your pants, you can't sit still, you can't settle down, then you know you're not grounded. If you can't focus or concentrate, a lot of people chalk this up to the 3 p.m. slump, right? Well, you need a snack or you need coffee or you're at work or you get tired. Maybe you just need to ground, okay? 0 caffeine and you're back on track. Give it a try. If you ground and you don't feel any better, then go ahead, have that cup of joe. But why not try to ground first? It's free, it's easy, you could do it anywhere, and it works instantaneously. You'll know instantly if it's working. And my chick that helps me with social media is like, Amy, you've got to keep these short, like really short, like 2 minutes. So I can only give you one tidbit every time I get on video, which is crazy, but I'm listening to her because she's very smart. She knows what she's doing. So in the next one, I'll tell you how you can tell if the grounding actually worked, okay? But for now, let's keep looking at some signs that you might not be grounded. So let's see what else is on this list. Oh, like a whole bunch of stuff is coming at you and you're not sure what to handle first. So if you're having trouble prioritizing what you need to do, you're probably not grounded. If you are upset, if you're experiencing any kind of strong, unpleasant emotion, you can bet you're not grounded. And look, this is normal. Don't think just because you're human, you're oh, I'm a seeker, I'm going to learn how to control my emotions. Bullshit. Sorry, totally calling bullshit on that because you are a human being. You're going to have emotions. Some of the emotions are going to pop right up to the surface before you even see them coming. Okay, so being enlightened, being masterful with energy, having a strong intuition, being in touch with your spiritual gifts, none of this has anything to do with not feeling emotion or only feeling positive emotions. That is a myth. Okay, it's really about how do you take action on those emotions? You think I still don't get mad? Oh my God, get pissed all the time. Not all the time, but things can happen that rattle me. And it's not about not ever getting rattled, although I will say I get rattled way less than I did a few years ago, right? But when I do get rattled, I come out of it quickly. I'm able to ground and recenter like, oh, right, this is all just an illusion anyway. Okay, so the quicker that you can get back to center, that is a sign of spiritual growth. And so when you feel like you can't, like you're all spun out over something that just happened, mad, upset, angry, frustrated, irritated, disappointed, depressed, any of those emotions that don't feel good, grounding is going to help you reset. Doesn't mean, if your best friend just died, you can ground and, you know what, I'm over it. She was great, but, everybody dies. So that doesn't mean it's going to happen that way. And I'm already talking too long, right? If she was here, she'd be like, Amy. So I will. So it doesn't mean you get over the emotion instantly, but it means that you're able to handle that emotion and take a little bit more objective perspective rather than becoming awash with that emotion and being incapable of catching your breath and moving forward. All right, what else is on those lists? I said spaced out and flaky, stressed out, maxed out, tapped out. When you feel like you are up to here, I promise you're not grounded. And so grounding will help. Anytime you feel like you're not centered, when you feel unsafe, when you feel threatened, when you feel like your head is all up in the clouds, when you're like, wait, what was I just doing? What did I come in here for? Ground, and I bet you'll be able to remember. Okay. And also another way you could tell if you're not grounded is if you start to feel a headache coming on after you've been around a crowd or a lot of people, or when you're like, man, I just need a minute to think. I need some quiet. I got to get away from all this. Those are all signs that you need grounding. They're not the only signs, because I know people will post in the comments and be like, hey, you forgot blah, blah, blah. Probably. Feel free to post. Other times you need to ground. But this will give you an idea. Like this list that I just went through with you, you'll be like, oh, okay. Hopefully you'll start to recognize when you're not grounded, and then pop on over and watch the grounding video so you can learn how to use the grounding cord, because it's so easy. Get yourself grounded. Oh my God, I'm talking so fast. Sorry about that. Hope you keep up, and I'll see you next time.